If you were to make a list of all the important things and people in your life, how would your list look? For me, my list would be God first, and then it would be my husband, then my children, then it would be my servanthood to Christ and everybody else, and then it would be my family, then my other friends, and then it would be anything else afterwards. Now, your list might be very different to mine, and that's absolutely fine. This is my list. God is the most important thing in my entire life. My desire is to honour him and cherish him and obey him in all that I do, with all that I am and all that I have. I want to put God first at the centre of everything I do in all of my areas of my life. And after God is my husband, the man that God joined together with me. He put us together for a purpose, and I love my husband unconditionally. I love him with all that I am, and I want to honour him in all that I do. So it's God, and then my husband. The next on my list is my children. Now, my children are 16 and 18, but for me this doesn't change anything. They live under the family roof, so they live under the family rules. One of the rules that we have as a family is we don't bring the world in, and we don't participate in worldly activities. Now, both of my children attend college, so they're exposed to worldly things all of the time, and they have to use their own free will to decide whether to engage in worldly things or not to engage in worldly things. And that's where, as parents, we come in, because we're supposed to set a really good example to them before they get to the age where they need to make these choices, so they know how to make good choices. I like to think of my children as borrowed blessings. They're always going to be a blessing to you, but the time that they're at home with you in the family home is so limited to the time they're supposed to live in their lives that they're just borrowed to you for a while to set on a good path and give them a good example to live by. If your children is doing something that doesn't sit into your expectations, as a parent you have the right to step in and tell them no. For an example, if my child were to be participating in smoking drugs, this is something out of my control, but if they post it on social media, that's in my control. They live in my home. I have the right as a parent to tell them to take it off. I have the right as a parent to set a good example and tell them that God would not expect it and I don't expect it, so they are to remove it from social media. We can't stop them participating, but we can stop them from flaunting things if they live under our roofs. Our homes must be in order if we are able to live honourably for the Lord's name's sake. Therefore, the children we are blessed with should also be in order as much as we are able to have them under our roofs, because we set good examples for them. The next on my list is my serving to Christ. This holds great importance, but it won't take place of God, and it won't take place of my husband or my children in my life. My serving is an extension of who I am and how I glorify his name. We shouldn't be talking about what we do to serve God, and we shouldn't be boasting about it or how much we do or we don't do, because the left shouldn't know what the right's doing. You see, serving God is something we do to grow a deeper relationship with him and to glorify his name. We should serve with a happy and cheerful heart and let God have all the glory. And the next thing on my list is our family and friends. These may not know Christ, and we must always be an example of him to them. We are the hands and feet of Jesus, and we have to honour his name in all that we do. We shouldn't get involved in idle chit-chat or worldly ways. We are set aside and set apart. And we really have to be set apart and set aside to do God's will and willing to do God's will. We might be the only example that people have ever been given of Christ, so let's try our best to make it a good example. This starts with us and in our homes and in our walks with him. And if we are right with God and our homes are right with God, our walks will be right with God, then we can glorify his name honourably. But if any of those things are not in order, then how are we supposed to bring people to Christ? The life mission that we have is to make disciples. We only can do this if we have our lives in order. So I urge you just to get your life in order, and this is for me too, children of God, get our lives in order so that we can bring as many people home as possible.